It's a pretty good camera. This is not likely to go too terribly long because the phone battery is low. But it will go for a certain amount of time. Have I done live on this new phone yet? I don't know. Yeah, I have. I think I have. Who do we have here? I see 2 people. I see 3 people. Top chat, live chat, super chat, none. I kind of like the color contrast. Green, white. Mark? What's up, Mark? How you doing? There are lots of Marks. Mark Vaughn was just talking to me. But you're not Mark Vaughn. Yeah, I'm good. You know, I think I'm gonna ask that one guy on the show. What's his name? Vat City. I want to ask Vat City on the show. Does anybody know his name? The topic for this weekend's Snail Collective is going to be the id. The id entity. Which I have discussed at great lengths prior. But Genevieve, what's up? You know, it's funny that you're commenting because synchronistically relevant, we're in a Motel 6. And Motel 6 is better than being in the car, so we picked Motel 6. And we were talking to a girl named Genevieve about subletting her place for a month and a week while she goes to Serbia. She's from Serbia. It's an interesting synchronicity, though. Taurus intuition is Mark. Is that correct? Taurus was my very first vehicle. It was a Ford Taurus. It was the worst car that was ever made. I've had a lot of bad cars, but the very first one that I had was the worst. I think I had it for 2 weeks before it took a shit. I was in high school. It was like my last year of high school. Internal, eternal. What do you guys think about that? What does that mean? Ah, he's here. Speaking of the man himself shows up. You speak a name and they show up, right? What's your name, Vat City? I want you to come on the show. Are you down? Pontiac 6000, nice. I'm having Becky on again this weekend, so if you want to grab a spot before or after I have her on, if you're free. What's up, Ben? My oldest brother's name is Ben. And we have not yet scheduled a time. I'll find that out. I'll send her a message as soon as I can. And if you're free on Sunday, I'll probably have her on 10. She's 8 hours ahead, so likely 10, 11, 12-ish. And yeah, I'll probably, if you're free, I'll probably have you on afterwards because I'm doing Graveyard. It's like a boot camp introduction to one of the jobs I'm working. So I'm doing six days of Graveyard over 2 weeks. And then I should be able to get to a swing shift or something, but it's fucking up all my sleep rhythms and whatnot. You said Minnesota, right, Ben? Michigan? I don't think you said either of those. I forget where you said you were from. You can also email me. I think my email may be in the... Actually, can I write stuff here? Anyway, it's GAPAWA1985 @gmail.com. So, email me. So the topic for the weekend show is going to be identity or identity. And it's important. It's not of paramount importance here, but it is very important here because the id entity is how the machine mind leads the humans around. It's like the carrot, the dangling carrot. That's how the humans are led around with their straw man false construct. And there's nothing wrong. I don't have any problem with straw man. I don't. It's just that the idea that you would assign one straw man id entity to a human being at birth, and which is very obviously negatively skewed in terms of what information is kept on that straw man record. It's just inaccurate. Aside from being unfair, it's completely inaccurate to multidimensional beings. It's not even one-dimensional. It's less dimensional than a flat piece of paper. So I feel like there is a way to have nomenclature or naming with regards to humans and the accounts that they manage, i.e. your name is the account that you manage, that you as the living being manage that through the mind. And it was just a bit of a, I don't know what you would call it. Yeah, sounds good, Ben. It's like an inaccuracy. I think when studying these topics, it's good to stay away from language that will help us victimize ourselves. And it is a situation where the logical thing to do is to become a victim. It's very much that situation. It's not like that's a painting, that's an inaccurate, dark painting of the reality. That's very much the reality. But giving it power by playing the victim is not helping our situation whatsoever. So if you can look at the identity problem in a pragmatic, neutral fashion, then you'll be able to see where your spot is in it. The identity is only there for fear. It's only there because of fear. Whether it's your fear or the government, people's fear, or the alien who are taking loosh, then maybe it's their fear. Whoever. It's someone's fear of something running out. So inside of an infinite system, a forever system, you try to, like, you have a bunch of particles just whooshing by, and you try to put up fences and somewhere in there with something. It's amazing that any of these atoms clumped together to form enough boundaries to have a human being in the first place, or an earth, or whatever else. Especially seeing that each atom is a quantum buzzing, popping in and out of existence type of a thing. It's very amazing that boundaries were able to come about in the first place. It's amazing that the existence was able to particulate itself. It's amazing that any type of separation was able to happen. It's just that when the separation happened, then the glomming tendency became the norm, rather than let's use boundaries as playthings so we can play with form and shape. Instead of that, it became, oh man, I need this shape and you can't take this particular form and shape away from me. I need it. And it's not healthy. And it has to be discussed in a manner that won't cause mass panic. The regular people, to them, they are that. They are their name. They are the name and the bag of trinkets that is inside of the bag that the name is slapped onto. They are that. They don't know anything more than that. So if you tell them, hey man, you're not your name, you're not your past, you're not your future potentialities, then they're going to get pissed off at you because you're threatening them, their perceived actual existence, which is the ego and its bag of trinkets that it has accumulated over the years. So whatever sort of fix that is slowly coming around for this problem, it needs to address the needs of the full spectrum, and that includes the people who fully believe that they are that name that was given at birth, and they don't know that corporations are persons, and they don't know that persons are dead entities. They don't know that humans are not allowed to own property, and that the only way a human can own property is if an account is created for the human to manage. They don't know any of that stuff, and they don't need to know that stuff. There's a certain level of okayness for minds that are not aware of much more than, Black's Law. It's fine to be that. We're in ignorance right now. There's nobody that's fully awake. If you're fully awake, you're not in form. You're not in the body. When you say they, Genevieve, who are you talking? Which ones are you talking about? You're in Canada, right? Sheeple people. Yeah. The problem is that one of the problems is that the balance that has created this world, it's such a it requires multi-dimensional management for this world to even appear as it does, for it to appear like, oh, this is the world and this is me and I get in my car and I go to work. For that simplicity to appear inside of what is in truth an infinite multi-dimensional ever-changing flux, that's amazing. And very likely the problems that we see coming out of our myopic viewpoint, the problems are simply evidence of the sheer amount of difficulty that was required to have an illusory world appear solid, ever in the first place? There are so many things that you have to go through when you begin to come out of your slumber. That's the dimensional gap. It's not that the high society is somewhere else. Everyone's here in the same place. It's that the mental cognizance needed to see the layers and how we incepted here. It takes time for that unfoldment to happen. And if someone, like I have a few people on my channel that are just, they're like, yeah, man, I woke up yesterday. Or I've become aware of these things. You know, they're talking about flat Earth or something, or they're talking about the bad government. You're talking about how Hollyweird is doing things, and it's such a, and there needs to be space for these people to be able to be sort of like handheld. You have to be able to hold somebody's hand, because it will be a full-blown panic attack, guaranteed. A full-blown panic attack is like a nice version. The meaner version is where you particulate your own consciousness and you fragment out and you just bump along for eons or whatever, you know. Like there are easy ways and there are hard ways. The easy way is to have a panic attack and then have someone come and like hold you and hug you. That's one of the easier ways to sort of like begin opening your eyes a little bit. And once the reality that isn't really debatable starts, when you as the being start becoming aware that there is a reality that's not really debatable, there is a reality that's in constant flux and that you can argue about till the sheeps come home or whatever. The sheep. But there's also the other reality that is what I'm talking about, that eternal, internal and external are the same thing. Everything is inside of us. We're in everything. There isn't even an inside or an outside to anything. It's a joke. One thing's inside is another thing's outside. It's just a language that we use to dance around the physicality. The language is like sticks in the mud, and if someone throws a dagger inside of the middle of the river, when you look at the river, that's the first thing you're going to look at, because a difference is happening. You're going to be like, how come all the water is making rivulets? How come the water is disturbed at that point? So you just immediately start talking about the dagger. I'm doing a little Facebook Live. You want to join? You want to join?
I'll say hi.
Long day?
Long day.
Yeah. That might be milkshake
That's fine.
instead of.
Hey, yeah.
There's
You got a few.
There's a few people.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I did live in the very beginning, before Clampy Clamps came in and did things.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 35 people. And I was like, oh, this is cool. The channel will grow.
Well.
And then I was like, oh, there's beings and entities and energies that don't want certain things happening. Aren't there?
It is possible.
Hey, Michelle.
But you're more powerful.
Yeah.
What you got?
How you doing, Michelle?
Cold.
Fabian. Yeah, it's coffee. Go get a banana and alternate
I can't stop.
banana bites and coffee ice cream bites.
I can't stop. I'm so hungry.
And I got 2 loaves of that good bread that we like.
Thank you.
I'm good. We're good. We're hopefully gonna get a sublet place near the end of February, and then from there we're gonna do our best to transition to an apartment as soon as possible. We're in Tigard right now.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're in Troutdale.
We're in Troutdale. We were in Gresham, then we floated for a bit, then Tigard, and then Troutdale. But we hope to land and find a stick in the river at some point to grab onto for a couple days or a year. No, it's in Oregon, Michelle.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you just eat that whole thing?
Almost.
You're supposed to put a banana with it.
I can't.
You can't move from your post?
I don't have any time for bananas right now.
Wow.
Sorry. It's very good like it is. I'm so hungry.
Is it all melted or no?
No. But this is how I like it. I like it a little bit melted.
Yeah.
Could do a Facebook Live all night long at work.
Or
Why not?
YouTube.
I'll get fired.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. There's nothing going on. And then I would have to explain to the other regular people in there what was going on with my words, and they'd be like, "What?
Of course.
What are you saying? Huh?"
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
The guy upstairs was just like
Maybe you just
bouncing and yeah.
That's not gross.
He was annoying me, so I was yelling up there and asking if he wanted help rearranging all his furniture.
When you're trying to sleep?
No, I was awake, but
Did he hear you?
I don't know. I didn't really expect to be taken up on my offer, but
It could happen.
could have.
So tomorrow morning's our time to be out, so we should go pay the office for another.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I know you're
That's
sick
okay.
right now, but I didn't ask you about it when you're done.
It's okay. Yeah, Mark, we can hang out. See you, Genevieve. We can hang out when... Yeah, that's what I was telling her. Like, it's synchronistic, right?
It's a lot of gens right now. Genesis. Beginning.
Yeah.
It's been like all up in my everywhere.
Fresh starts.
Yeah.
Good night, Michelle. Take care.
Good night, Michelle.
I was telling the people that I want to discuss identity on Sunday.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Post.
Oh. Who are we saying goodnight to then? Oh, Genevieve?
Michelle.
Okay. Oh,
Me.
Genevieve is also Michelle.
What? Wait, what?
Genevieve is Michelle.
That does not make sense.
Michelle said goodnight, G, but I'm also G. See? Identity problems.
Wait, who's going to bed?
Genevieve, I think.
I'm not going to bed. I gotta eat. Hungry.
The problem with the identity stuff is, like, each person can have 25 different nicknames, and they all have different sort of feelings associated with them. They have different purposes. And none of those nicknames are attached to, you know, retarded negatively skewed, like, court records, like the straw man is attached to. So it's, the name thing needs to be figured out, definitely.
That's why I changed my name this week.
What's your name now?
Rhea.
Rhea?
Rhea. Just take off the D off Andrea. Now it's called Drea, and now it's just Rhea.
Okay.
I told him at my work,
Uh-huh.
not at the office, but that's how I introduced myself.
Nice.
It felt very nice.
Andrea, yeah, that's her name. She's gonna be Rhea now. And Rhea.
New beginning.
Michelle says you're very sweet.
Aw,
Fabian's here.
thank you.
Mhm. um. Anyway,
Is Fabian still in the cave?
Fabian, are you still in the cave? Have your drum sets been staying unmolested lately?
Did he go skiing?
He says he went skiing.
Nice.
Lucky. She says I'm a lucky man.
Who's a lucky man?
Me? I don't know if I would say I was lucky.
Hey! You should say you're lucky.
I'm
a
s-
girl.
I'm so lucky. Yes. Happy, I think, is okay.
You could be with a psychopath.
Been there, done that.
I know, but you could do it again.
Probably not. I think I learned my lesson pretty thoroughly.
You never know.
I mean, if I get mind wiped, then they might try and stick me with another one.
Just say no.
Just say no, huh? Is that simple?
Well, no, it's not.
Cute son, cute dad. Ooh, she's hitting on my dad.
Ooh.
Cute girlfriend equals lucky.
Get it, Dave.
Yeah, he's pretty independent now. He doesn't care about girlfriends.
Who, Jax?
No,
Who's
my
that?
dad. My dad.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's stacking his paper.
No, he's not. She's
Well, not really.
I'm talking about that.
Oh yeah. I forget that we're supposed to be couth.
Well, your mom.
Hi, Mom. No offense intended. Drums are packed for the winter. Fabian, you should start doing tours.
You can't pack for the winter.
Just charge
It's
people.
not allowed.
Just charge people $20 a head for a water cave drum concert.
I would go.
Andrea would go. I would go if I was around. Just get a good 25 people up in there. What's 25 times 2?
Times 2.
25 times 20, right? It's a good... 4 25s is 100.
It's 500.
500. You make $500, Fabian. Just for having one concert.
Do it.
I was listening to Samir. Samir posted a video about this guy talking about the id entity, and he was a religious zealot, so I wasn't really too interested in his angst points, but he was saying originally, before all of this system came about, which is essentially band-aids on band-aids on band-aids on band-aids, money is simply an IOU, nothing more, nothing less. Usury or interest is essentially spiritually illegal because it must lead to destruction. And when the IOU has been transferred and the barter has happened, the IOU is just a utility device to enable the barter. It's The IOU only enables memory of a debt. That's it. That was the original function of money. There is no such thing as credit. There's only debit. So
Plus and minus.
pluses and minuses. So you do the exchange that the IOU or the piece of money helped you remember existed in the first place. It helped you remember that a debt existed. You do some sort of mode of exchange, and then the IOU is supposed to disappear when the exchange is transacted. It's destroyed with the exchange. So the money disappears. There isn't supposed to be any money. Money is just evidence that some sort of debt has been agreed upon. So the fact that money stays in circulation at all times means that these things aren't actually being finalized. The whole point of money is that it helps you transact and then it gets destroyed. That's it. Very simple. But we carry around, hey, mice guys, we carry around the IOU notes as if they're valuable. And they have become valuable because of trust and all that nonsense, but it's a strange thing, I would say. Do you think things will change soon? Vague question.
Soon is always the word.
Mice Guys 5. Is that Mike? Do you know him? Mice Guys 5D?
No.
I think Michelle knows him.
Do you know Allison Coe?
Do I know Allison Coe?
Do you know Elfer?
Yeah.
She did
QHHT?
yeah. She did a new video. She hasn't done one in a long time. And it was really nice, like, the report, but they always just say, like, the thing is gonna happen soon. Like, it's always just soon. It's close. It's frustrating.
Yep.
I think it's because, like, it didn't, whatever we knew or whatever outsiders knew coming in here, it was not known how bad it actually was. So they're like, we got this. And they're like, oh, shit. It's going to be a lot harder than we thought.
Yeah.
And take a lot longer.
Yeah. I think some of the soon promises are just to keep people afloat. Because if you take the idea that, Mike says he met Allison at City
Really?
Ranch. Yeah.
Nice.
Good to meet you, Mike. I'll check out your channel if I get a chance. If I can remember it. What was I saying?
Allison Coe.
No.
Soon to.
Oh, the soon stuff. Yeah, like if you imagine a worst case scenario, if you imagine that, all of the beings got too caught up in their games and they got too far deep into the forgetting that they are essentially everything or part of God or whatever, then you can imagine that it can get very, very bad. And it's probably helpful to be given false hope, maybe, rather than just feel like, oh, we're here we are stuck in the tar pits of all this coagulated emotion that we've built up over eons that we've never dealt with. And
for me, at this point, it's not helpful anymore. It's just annoying. But maybe for some people it's helpful.
yeah, but you're on the path already. For those ones who haven't yet glanced outside of the train tracks, they might need that. Oh, he says he films elementals. You catch them?
Films?
You catch them on the camera? Look up
They can't be caught.
look up My Skies 5D on YouTube. See if you can find them, please.
I'm looking at my 1 million friend requests.
A bunch of fake Facebook friends.
Yep. What is it?
My Skies 5D.
My sky.
How did you like Allison, Mike? My Skies. Sky apostrophe S 5D. Not SKIES.
Oh, he's like you, always looking at this guy.
Yeah. Check out my Instagram page, Mike. I've got like a ridiculous amount of crazy cloud photos on there. It's just my name, just like the channel is. It's my straw man name.
Didn't bring in the rest of my stuff.
Okay. You made it to the storage facility?
Yeah.
I gotta do laundry at some point today or tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why I went to go get those clothes, because I wanted to wait till Friday to do laundry. But I have clothes here, but I thought I had other things here that I wanted to wear, and I didn't.
I see.
Anyways.
So how many IOUs do you guys have in your bank accounts? I've got like none. Another aspect of, Andrea looked at your channel, and I will check it out when I can. Mike. You're from Portland? Sweet. Jay Marley, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we're in Oregon too. We should have a rendezvous with a few awake souls around here. Yeah, we're currently in Troutdale at the moment. Yeah, we have jobs, we have work. It's above minimum wage. Somewhat significantly above, not a lot, but enough to matter. And it's just a matter of sort of doing contortions and paying what needs to be paid until we can find our place. But we're doing okay. Thank you for asking. We had it rough for a little while. We definitely had it rough for a little while. And I know it would be easy for us to complain, and we did complain enough, but everyone struggles. Everyone is struggling out here.
Everybody out here struggling.
Yeah, email me, Mike. GAPAWA1985@gmail.com. So it's the first two letters of each name, then my birth date, 1985@gmail.com. Email me, we can exchange phone numbers, and then maybe you and Mike can both meet us up at some point. We are just coming out of the worst of it here, so we had to put on hold some things, even though we didn't really put it on hold. We were still doing shows and all this other stuff. Where we would like to be in Oregon. I love this place. Like, it's so clean. I don't mind all the rain. I like the fresh air. It's slower paced than California, a lot slower paced. The people are more aware in general. And yeah, we want to get some property, maybe put a tiny house on there just as a start, and just be doing all of our energy. Or a houseboat, yeah. We were looking into the houseboats. It's not that much more expensive than regular houses. Happy Valley by Reed College. And I have no idea what Rivendell is. If you're telling me anything that's in Oregon to try to tell me where you're at, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Happy Valley is just south of here.
Okay, just south of here. I know the rough layout of the city.
Like southeast Portland, but
Yeah.
not as far down as Tigard and like
So like south of Gresham, maybe.
southwest of Gresham,
Oh, okay,
southeast of Portland.
I see. Jay says he's been to 45 states, but not yet Oregon.
The Jays?
Jay Marley?
I was making a joke.
The Jays? It's all the Jays' fault. But I'm afraid to say the word because they're going to come get me. How dare those Jays do that kind of shit anymore?
Oh, Lance days.
Do you know where your pronouns are today?
I'm gonna take this and read it tomorrow.
Dreamwork?
My favorite book?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna read it to her tomorrow.
Nice. Maybe you can just bring her fully back and she's just like fully functioning. Like, okay, I was in a break in my bed, couldn't talk, could barely move, and so on.
Maybe.
Then Andrea came along.
She said, Lady, what do you think you're doing? Oh my God.
Far from Mordor. So where are you, Jay? Currently? My other friend would have died a long time ago. Doing a live for almost an hour.
An hour?
Almost.
Dang, boy.
Tropical, Costa Rica. Colorado. Colorado's nice. Ah, you're across the way. Yeah, we just want land. We want land, and we want to be left alone for the most part by the beast mind. It's not really interested in doing too much interactions on that front. Grow some food, paint some paintings, help some people out who are having rough energetics. It's a pretty simple vision. I know I've talked about like being in a commune or something like that, but
I hate that word so much.
Andrea doesn't like it. And I think it's more of a idealistic thing for me because I'm not really a people person either. You have to.
are.
You,
It's not like that though.
well,
It's different when you live. You have all your living situation with a bunch of people. It's just tough.
the problem is it's always me that's doing the back bends to come to whoever's level, and that requires energy and effort. So if I'm around a whole bunch of people, and I'm the main one that's doing that, then I won't have energy for anything else.
That's what I mean.
Not that I don't like people, but
Yeah, and I don't dislike the idea, but I just don't think people are ready yet. On the whole.
no. No, they're not.
Maybe later.
So whoever was asking, do you think change is coming?
Slowly.
Yeah, it's coming at whatever
Like
pace.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's coming slow like Jesus. It's coming at whatever pace that can be handled. I don't think it's a matter of, oh man, we've been waiting around forever. It's a matter of it's coming already like as fast as it can without people getting overloaded.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it's going too fast, I think.
Oh my God, don't say that. Can't be going too fast.
You wanted to? There are people who are ready, it's just uniting them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty, I'm not judgmental in general, but if you are wishing to sort of hang around, then you have to be at some certain stratosphere, consciously speaking, and I haven't met too many people that are quite balanced and quiet internally. Very few. And of course, that doesn't mean that you're not ready. If you're still bouncing around inside, it just means that when you're around me, you're going to act as a sort of a drain, which also is not a problem, but I only have so much energy to expend. And I'm not interested in pretending I can fix people either, because I know that's not possible. Give an orange to the people. People need to leave the circus. Another thing is, another item to note is that people don't know what the fuck to do when they leave the circus. First off, most people don't know that they're in a circus. And second off, the ones that get a glimpse of whatever's outside, it scares them so much that they run back as fast as possible. So unless people know how to keep themselves occupied outside of this overpressing false scarcity system that we find ourselves in, then it's not going to work. You have to be able to creatively move in every moment. Mike.alfin@gmail.
It's creative enough for you. No. That's only for certain items.
How do we copy this?
I've been high fives.
I've been at $5. Andrea found $5 on the ground yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna actually. Could you put this down in your notes, please? You weren't afraid to dance for the demons. Why are you afraid to dance for the people?
I just wasn't ready. Caught me off guard.
I was going slow.
It has to be my choice.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Mike.alphin, ALPHIN.
Mike.
Dot. ALPHIN
PHIN.
@gmail. And put also my skies 5D.
There's no numbers
No.
at Gmail.
Yeah.
And my skies 5D.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe can you just
I will
text
send it.
send it. So yeah, so for people to be able to function without having the false scarcity system as their base, which is the case for almost all people, that in itself takes a long time to even wrap your mind around. Like, just imagine if you had one full day to yourself, would you know what to do with yourself? And then just compound that. Sunny Peaches. I was just talking about her like yesterday. And no, I'm not in contact with her. She went off grid completely. When was that? That was before I met you, right? That had to have been like 2 summers ago, something like that. I don't even know if it was during the summer. I don't know. I just remember she was like, you know the track that some people take when they get a little whiff of what it feels like to be coming out of the swamp, and then they're just like, yay, let's everyone come and jump into the sun, or whatever idea they come out with it. It's like you just burn both ends of the candle and just burn yourself right up. That's kind of like how I saw her. And I know she saw that it was getting kind of dangerous, and she tried to back off a little bit, but I'm not sure how it's working out at the moment. She was grounded, though. She was conversationally wise when she ran into me that one day. She was very pragmatic, I guess you could say. Not emotionally swayed one way or the other. I mean, she had opinions about stuff, but she was fairly balanced. But still, yeah. Blood over intent for me is like I don't condone it. I'm fine with people looking into it. And of course, if they do it, that's also fine. But it tends to have negative repercussions depending on who is the the God character that created the phenomenon in the first place. You've done it? Learning nature, what to eat. I think Lauda's good. She's because I contacted her and asked her how she's doing fairly recently, and she said a show somewhere like 3 months into the new year, I think something like that. Because I did Lauda's show part 1 a long time ago, or sometime last year.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be part 2.
It was supposed to be part 2, but it didn't happen. Yeah, one of the new snails that joined recently, Anthony, says he's done it. I think it very much depends on your level of gullibility and how much fear still affects you as to whether or not that's going to mess with you a lot. If you can own it, just the same way as if you can hold a gun in your pocket and not, go crazy and accidentally shoot someone, all tools can be useful. Yeah, if it's positive for you, then great. I see I see blood over intent as like it's like a teenager thing to do. It's like, I don't know how to describe it.
Just another bandwagon.
Yeah. And I was following Quasi for a little bit, but he went straight off his rocker, just like full on. And I don't know that blood over intent originated with him. Probably not, but he was sort of the poster boy for it for a while there. I think most people don't need people need support. Like, I'm fine with magic, I'm fine with rituals, I'm fine with blood over intent, I'm fine with whatever you need to do to stay afloat in this system. But I feel like people benefit more from simple community. And I'm not talking about necessarily everyone living together. I just mean people being emotionally and mentally and spiritually available to one another if there's a problem. Because with the segregated nature of this place, it's very tempting to see anything that looks promising and simply, where do I sign up, Is Quasi still going by Satan? I haven't followed him for a while. Do any of you guys follow Yolanda? She seems to have tempered herself out just a little bit. Or become into a little more of a balanced place. You don't follow her, right? It's the best bread, right?
I'm so hungry. Oh my goodness.
You're welcome. We're food rich for a week. Yolanda, what's her last name? Yolanda. I think she just goes... Oh, no. She has a different name for her YouTube. True Love, that's her YouTube name. Yolanda is her actual name, or her straw man name. The guy that was talking about... he was talking about the currency and the identity and all of that. he was making a very large distinction between the word own and the word have or hold. And he was saying, nobody owns anything, the queen owns it, or the country itself owns it, and you're all children of the state, yada yada. Or he was saying, all you're doing is holding or having the property rather than owning it. And I feel like it's a ridiculous argument. To me, if something is like sort of near someone and in continuous use, then that's as close to owning it as you can have. You can have a piece of paper that says, yes, strawman A owns object B, but it doesn't stop anyone from grabbing it from you, and it doesn't really mean a whole lot. I mean, you own your hand like it's attached to the body that you're walking around in. Should we go to a SETI sometime? Us?
Where?
Hey, Joe Fusco, what's up, buddy?
Go where?
SETI Ranch. Will we get abducted probably?
What was that about?
I don't know.
Is that what they called the UFO conferences?
It's one of them, I think. It's one of them.
I don't know. Try it.
Quasi-folk, it ain't flat. We just listened to, or I had just listened to Cavoslis on BTV, and he's like, nope, it's not flat. I've been above it. You can believe what you want. I don't care. Oh, 20%. 20% left. Your sky's on fire? Are you in Australia? What time is it?
You're on
K
your phone, right? What time
or
is
S? I don't want to back out because it's going to...
it? Okay. 8:07.
It will 7. So are you a glober, Joe Fusco? Are you a ball earther? A globalist? Globalist? Are we in a snow globe? Terrarium? Inverted computer simulation? Personal bubbles? Imagination? I have a lot of interdimensional entities looking clouds over me. We saw some cloud dragons, didn't we? Pretty recently?
We're always out there.
Yeah, we see them a lot. I remember we saw a really big one in Vallejo. Remember that one day?
Mm-hmm.
The coming out of Dark Places Day?
Mm-hmm. Well, which day? Because there was a lot of others.
The one
Mm-hmm.
after the mountain trip, I think.
Mountain trip?
Cosmic Cloud Dragon playlist. Is it on your YouTube, Mike? Yeah. We're coming up on an hour. I'm probably going to wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah, we gotta go pay for our place.
And we got to fork over IOUs to the hotel.
We should bring the bed in too.
His sky is 5D. Nice moon. Is it a full moon tonight?
No.
Do you believe planes are flying upside down across the world? Duh.
You look like Where's Waldo right now.
Thank you.
I told you that the other day, didn't I?
He believes it's a turtle. Yeah, you did.
It was because you had the curly key coming down.
Turtles on turtles on turtles. Turtles all the way down. There we go. That's Where's Waldo.
No, but it was this guy do the little curl to the side. Like that.
It's the wrong color. It needs to be like red and white, right?
Yeah, I don't know why you remind why, because I know the colors are all wrong, but it still reminds me of Where's Waldo. I don't know why.
Maybe I'm Waldo.
No, you're not.
Maybe I'm actually Waldo. And the Gary name was the joke.
Maybe you can change your name. I'll call you. I don't know if I can call you Waldo.
Nah. If I change my name, I have to be able to tolerate it, stomach it.
Thank you.
Yep. Stomach, tolerate, etc. Yeah, I'll check your channel out, Mike. Again, I just want to recommend Becky for anyone who can spare $100. Very, very much worth it. Right, Andrea?
What?
I'm recommending Becky.
Oh, yes. Do it.
Do it.
Everybody. Everyone, everywhere.
Everyone everywhere, do it.
It's very... And that's coming from me, who doesn't trust anybody with my energetics or anything.
Right. And I don't ever, give endorsements, almost ever. So you can count this as a high endorsement. I'm having her name is Find the Light on Facebook. Her name is Becky Barron. Her strawman name. And I'm having her back on the show for, I guess, part 2 on Sunday. And I'm also having, I guess his name's Ben, but Vat City. Gonna have him on Sunday, hopefully. Along with the regular Snail Collective meeting. And, yeah. Go get some... Do a session with Becky, you'll be surprised.
Oh my gosh, please. You should put her link or something.
I think I'll make a separate video at some point, just shouting her out.
Okay.
But she's not so difficult to find. And if you send her a message on Facebook to her public page, which is Find the Light, she'll get back to you. She's not like one of those public page people that don't... She's not too big to respond. She has 1,500 followers or something, 2,500 followers on Facebook. But yeah, highly recommend Becky. We're probably going to do a few more sessions. Yeah, I can't condone her enough. Yeah, I'll send you an email. Mike, right? Was that your name? Mike? I think so. Anyway, I think topics to ruminate on. Identity. It's important. And otherwise, thank you everyone for hanging out. Ruminations. Yeah, check her out, Fabian. Just gotta find 100 IOU notes to send her. Didn't you mention you have a friend who's knowledgeable with cryptocurrencies? Yes, I do. Trying to figure out how I would connect you to him. I only have him on Facebook. Actually, well, I have him on Lichess as well, but... anyway, I have your email, Mark, so I'll go and do some digging for you to try to find him, and I'll try to connect you with him. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Peace. Till next time.